Hello everybody, welcome to Wall Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and Universal just dropped the first trailer for what might be some people's most anticipated movie of the year, Wicked for Good. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, as of me recording this video, the trailer just came out, and I had just finished filming my Saw update video, which should be up on the channel now. And Universal dropped the trailer as I was about to start editing that video. I was like, yeah, I gotta film this video. So what I'm gonna be doing in this video is giving you guys my thoughts on the new Wicked trailer and giving you guys my excitement level for the movie, as well as speculate what could go down. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on the Wicked for Good trailer. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, I feel like I should go ahead and give you guys some context on this trailer. So, I'm not really that big of a fan of the Wizard of Oz story. It's just something that doesn't really interest me, and I'm just not that big of a fan of that story. Which is why I kind of didn't want to see that first Wicked movie, but the trailers did kind of surprise me, and I went in open-minded, and I'm not going to say too much because I do plan on reviewing that first Wicked movie. But I will say, I was pretty surprised with it. I thought it was a pretty great movie. So now I can confidently say I am pretty much looking forward to see how the story concludes with Wicked for Good, just because I quite enjoyed that first movie. So now I'm quite excited for the second one. And even if I wasn't that big of a fan of the first movie, they got me hooked with that trailer because I do think that this is a pretty good trailer. And yeah, this definitely gets me pretty excited for the movie. And there are some things that connect to the Wizard of Oz story, but we'll get to that in a bit. But one thing that I am liking in here is the dynamic between Elphaba and Glinda, Ariana Grande, and Cynthia Erivo's characters. I thought the dynamic was done pretty well in the first movie, and I feel like that's gonna be exactly the same, if not upped more, with this second movie. Also in this trailer, we do see a shot of Elphaba flying through the sky where she writes in the clouds, "Our wizard lie," or something like that. I can't remember from the top of my head as of me recording, but it seems like that her mission in this movie is to try to expose Jeff Goldblum's character of the Wonderful Wizard of Oz for all of his dirty things that he's done in the first movie. So I think that's going to be a pretty big plot point in this movie. It's just the people of Oz just hunting down Elphaba and just Elphaba trying to expose the wizard for who he truly is and what he's done to some of the animals, which we do see in this trailer. It seems like Elphaba is going to go free some of the animals, the sentient animals, which might include Peter Dinklage's character of the talking goat teacher from the first movie. But I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen the Broadway play, nor have I read the book. So I genuinely do not know what is going to be going down in the second half of the Wicked story. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, there are some connections to the broader Wizard of Oz story. Like at one point in the trailer, we do see that iconic tornado that happens to send Dorothy to the land of Oz. And then we do see Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow meet up with the wizard trying to hunt down Elphaba, and the wizard just wants Elphaba's broom as a sign that she's dead. And we don't have a confirmation on who's gonna be Dorothy. They're hiding that. But if I remember correctly, there were rumors that Alicia Weir would be playing Dorothy. You might remember that actress from playing the vampire ballerina from the Radio Silence movie Abigail, which I kind of would hope just because I thought she did a pretty good job in that movie. So I think she would do a good job here. But this is sort of like supposed to connect to the Wizard of Oz story. And from what I can understand here from this trailer, this second half kind of takes place during or simultaneously with the events of the Wizard of Oz. Not the original movie from like the 1930s, but the story that we know of Dorothy going to Oz through the tornado and her trying to get back home. That storyline is essentially going to play out simultaneously with the plot of Wicked for Good with Elphaba and Glenda. I also will go ahead and say that the music in here I also think is pretty good, and from the little glimpses of the songs that we will be hearing in this movie, I think they will be just as good as the songs from the first movie. Now, prior to this trailer's release, we got an interview from the director of the movie, John M. Cho, over at Vanity Fair, where he did say that there will be 2 new original songs for the movie, one for Elphaba and one for Glenda, which I have no problem with. If they're good, that's all that matters. And I do think that from the little glimpses of the music that we'll be getting in this movie from the trailer, I think they're gonna be done pretty well, just like how they were handled in the first movie. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, this movie looks genuinely cinematic. Now, I'm not talking about like in terms of like the story or anything. I'm talking about the visuals, because this movie genuinely looks like it belongs on the big screen, and it is going to theaters November 21st. And yeah, I can really praise the visuals here because they are looking pretty good. And without saying too much on the first Wicked movie, because I have yet to review it, I did really like the set pieces that they went ahead and used in the first movie. Now, correct me if I'm wrong or not, but I believe Wicked and Wicked for Good filmed simultaneously, so they probably used some of the same sets from the first movie and brought it onto the set for the second movie. And yeah, I do really like some of the sets we got here of like the Emerald City and like Elphaba's home after she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West from the previous movie. Like even the shot of Elphaba flying through like some cliff sides with her monkeys, that genuinely looks like a shot from the Avatar movies, which, speaking of which, when we getting that Avatar Fire and Ash trailer. But regardless, this movie visually is looking pretty good, and yeah, this definitely feels like a movie that belongs in theaters. But to be honest, I don't really have much to say for this trailer. I genuinely do not have an interest on the Wizard of Oz story, and I've not even read the original Wicked novel, nor have I watched the original Wicked Broadway play. So again, I do not know what all is going to be going on in this movie, or how faithful this seems to adapt the Broadway musical. So that's where I'm really gonna end things for this video, but I just want to reiterate it. I am looking forward to this second movie, and I can't wait to see where things go down. Might not be one that I go to the theater for, but it's one that I definitely will go ahead and watch eventually. But I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on that trailer for Wicked for Good? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. And have a great day.